Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to the Fountain Pen Ink Station. This is Bailey coming at you from Minnesota. I hope everybody is doing well, whether it's day or night when you're watching. It is currently later in the night. For me, usually I film during the day. But I want to come at you with day 13 to kick this off for the next week for 30 Inks 30 Days. We just finished up 6 for 12, so I'll link that video down below in case you missed it. So we're doing a D20 theme. A D20 dice is a 20-sided dice, and I have 2 die here. And we will roll 1 for an ink color, and then we will roll the second for a prompt. And depending on what we get is what we will use. So you can see here the prompts and the colors. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start rolling. So we got number 11. And number 1. So friends, we need to find a blue ink that is waterproof. So I'm going to step off camera for just a minute. It'll be like a second by the time I come back. And I will find a waterproof ink that is blue that we have not done yet. So I'll be back, friends. Okay, friends, we're back. So I don't have that many waterproof blue inks, so I'm really hoping the universe is nicer to me next coming, week and a half we have left. Move my candle out of the way. So I'm gonna ink up Roher and Klinger Salix. It's an iron gall ink. I haven't inked this up very much, so we're gonna give this a whirl in a Jinhao. And I have a Jinhao 82, and I think it's a medium nib, but let me just double check. Yep, that's a medium nib, so we'll see how this performs. Has anybody used this ink before? If so, what did you think of it? Of course, I can't do a video without getting ink on my hands. Oops, almost dropped that. All right. I almost thought my cat was still in the chair. I've had to kick him out a few times. Okay, let's see. Let's make sure it rates first. So we have Roher and Klinger Iron Gall. And this one is called Salix, S-A-L-I-X, Salix. And I have that in a Jinhao 82 with a medium nib. And I'll do a little swatch. I have a couple of these Iron Gall Roher and Klinger inks. So I'm intrigued to see what happens after I've had it inked up. Maybe I'll do a test for a few days to see what it is, if I have any drying out issues. That's my biggest issue typically with waterproof inks, is if they dry out or not. Did a couple little line variations. Okay. Alright friends, I think that'll be it for day 13. We'll be back here for day 14 and we'll see what we get. Hey friends, I forgot to show you what day 13 looked like when it was dry. Now that I have sunlight, we're here the next day. Before we do day 14, you can see here Roher and Klinger Salix. We had rolled a 11 and a 1, which means we would have a blue, and number 1 is a waterproof ink on here. So this is what it looks like. So far, it's performing well in my pen. So, all right, let's skip over to the next part and for day 14, friends. Hey friends, welcome back for day 14 of 30 Inks 30 Days. Yesterday we had Roher and Klinger Salix, a waterproof blue ink. We shall see what the dice gives us today. And then once we roll, we'll figure out what we need to get. So I'm going to move this off to my side a little bit, move this over. I have my camera up high a little bit more today. Hopefully that helps you give an overview of what I'm doing. So we have day 14. I hope everybody's doing well wherever you're at, day or night when you're watching this. It feels like a very cold fall day here, even though it's spring. But that's how our springs go here in Minnesota. All right, we're gonna roll. The first dice is gonna be 15. And then our second dice we roll is going to be a 16. So friends, we have brown ink, and we're transcribing another poem. So friends, let me pause this real quick and go see what brown samples I have first, and then I'll be back here and we will do the next part. Okay friends, that didn't take too long. I'm gonna try this ink sample I got during an ink swamp over Christmas, Ferris Wheel Press Oyster Hour, and then I'm gonna actually mix it up and not go matchy-matchy, and I'm gonna do it in my green Safari. It's a green All-Star, so I have to track down. Actually, I might have one if I switch out. It's one thing I love about having a bunch of Lamies. I can just switch out a converter with another converter. So, all right, so that was not too bad. I gotta find my Inkapet. Okay, friends, so I might have to prime this. I'm just trying not to lose my spot in this poetry book. I'm gonna zoom you in. Okay, hopefully this is enough for everybody to see. Looks like it's writing decently right off the bat. So we have Ferris Wheel Press, Oyster Hour, and I'm not sure, I have not yet put this in a pen, so I'm not sure yet if it's like a drier ink or a wet ink, but I have this in a Lamy All-Star in a broad nib. Let's see, can you see the difference? And their nibs are very juicy, so I don't know if it's just because this nib is so good, but it's performing, is it Oyster Hour? It's performing really well. That's not the dip nib I want. Friends, it was right next to me. I actually just swapped it out while I was over here. This is the old one. Hopefully the new nib will work better. This one was not chewed on. Okay. Oops, I just forgot to snap it in. Yeah, it seems like a little bit drier ink, so I think it was just my Lamy nib is handling it really well. And I'll do a diluted test. I just don't think we're going to see much, because it's already a pretty light ink. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to transcribe this poem, and I'll speed it up, and then we can read it after. So I just want to make sure that I zoom you out enough. Put my ink back on, my ink cap, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, friends. So for day 14, we have Ferris Wheel Press Oyster Hour. And I put that in my Lamy All-Star Broad. And it's pretty much dry now. That shading is really, really cool on it. The poem I'm going to read today is Affirmations for Strength by Nikita Gill. And this is in her Where Hope Comes From book. There is nothing ugly about you. Mistakes are a human rite of passage. We all make them. You put the forgiveness inside your chest. Look for it in the first chamber of your heart. It lives there for you, too. Do not forget that. Other people cannot love the pain out of you. The bright side is, you can learn how to honor the pain so that you can welcome love in. A clenched fist does not always have the answers. Feel the breeze against your palm once in a while, and allow the fight to be tomorrow's problem. The world may seem like an ugly place right now, but there is so much you do not know of it yet, and a lot of what you do not know is exquisite. Okay, friends, we'll see you back here for day 15 tomorrow. Bye! Hey friends, welcome back to day 15 of 30 inks and 30 days. Yesterday we had Ferris Wheel Press Oyster Hour, and I put that in my Lamy All-Star in a broad tab. We shall see what the universe is going to give to us today, friends. So let me set this off to the side. Oops. Actually put it on the left side over here. Okay, we're going to roll. Okay, the color is going to be a yellow gold ink. Ooh, this will be interesting. That's the third one I think we've had. So we've got 2 yellow gold. And then our prompt is going to be a favorite quote. We have not had that yet. All right, let me look to see what I have for yellow and gold inks that we've not already used, and I will be back shortly. Okay, friends, I don't think we've inked this one up yet. Amarillo Antigua. It's a nice yellow looking ink, and I'm going to try it in my Monteverde MP1, and this has got a medium nib. Let's see. Yeah, it's medium. It's really hard to see. It'll be interesting to see. I had black pearl in this for the longest time, so we'll see if that affects the color of this at all. I cleaned it out really good, but you know, we'll just see. So I'm gonna ink it off to the side. Get a decent fill. And I'm only hesitant about this ink is because it already leans kind of orange. So it doesn't necessarily fit the title of a yellow gold. So I hope you'll forgive me for that. So I found my dip nib here. I'm gonna push the feet up. So remember, I'm just gonna up here and then it burps. And then I'll wipe it off with a cloth, which I have off to my left-hand side. All right, let's see if it writes first before I do any more priming. And then actually I'm gonna wipe this off first. And I think it's with an A, but the sample says O, so I'm gonna go with the sample for right now. I think this is just called charcoal gray, this colorway on the pen. This is a really nice ink, friends. And Eric over at Amarillo Stationery is an awesome individual. He's a friend of mine and highly recommend his inks, and he's got some other fun stuff over there too. So I'll link his storefront and Instagram and everything, and his YouTube channel down below. And then I'm gonna try doing a dilution test. Yeah, we've had some really light inks, so well, you can kind of see it. Okay. Let me see if I can zoom you up. All right, I will be right back. Okay, friends. All right, so let's do a quote by Albert Einstein. Let me speed this up as I write, because I'm a really slow writer. So I will zoom you in, speed this up, and then we'll just go over the quote when we're done. Okay, friends, so that is day 15 of 30 Ink Straight Days. We have Amarillo Antigo and our Monteverde MP1 in a charcoal gray colorway. Look how cool that looks. I think I've talked about it before, but I love clear barrels for that reason. And then we have one of my favorite quotes. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world, by Albert Einstein. So very stinking true, is it not, friends? We can pretty much be as creative and imaginative as we want, but there's only so much knowledge that one person can hold. Okay, I'm going to let this one it's actually mostly dry. Let's take a closer look at this ink. Why have I not inked this up before? I kind of want to do a side-by-side look at this against Yamabuki or Toro. That would be kind of a fun little exploration. Such beautiful ink. I'm excited to write with this. Okay, friends, we'll see you back here for day 16 of 30 Inks, 30 Days. Bye, friends. Hey, friends, welcome back to 30 Inks, 30 Days. We're kicking off with day 16. Yesterday we had Amarillo Antigua, and I had put it in my MP1. I actually just used that to write for today's. I'm going to keep doing that. I should have did that at the beginning. So, friends, let's get started. I need to update this. We already had this 3 times. And we had a favorite quote and a poem. Okay. Alright, so let's give this a roll. We will be using a green ink. That is our first green ink we have rolled. And it will be a diamine ink vent. Okay, friends, let me check my stash over here and see what I have for a green ink vent and a pen, and I will be right back. Okay, friends, I am going to use my sample of Diamine Mint Twist, and I'm going to put it in my White Bear pens in the Ursa model, and a medium nib. Most of my pens are medium nibs, and oh, look how cute that bear is. So cute. So I'm going to get a fill here. I'm going to shake it because Mint Twist does have shimmer in it. Has anybody else used Diamine Inkvent Mint Twist? What was your experiences with it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? It's a very pretty green. It's actually a green I would love to use more of if it behaves well. I've been very much loving these minty type greens. A little dilution. A little bit more dilution. I'm really liking seeing these, the different variations of water dilution. And I was going to do a dip nib to see how it writes with a different nib. Yeah, it just seems like a little bit drier of an ink, but it could be the shimmer. So yeah, friends, let me know kind of what your experience is with this. And I'm going to pull you guys in closer once this dries. Okay, friends, it's pretty much dry. This is a really pretty ink, and I hope the camera is picking it up. It's overcast day today. Can you see the shimmer, friends? And the chroma shading is really cool. You can definitely see different shades of color within each stroke. This is probably where it was a little bit darker when it first came out. Yeah, I'm really excited to use this one for the next week or so. Okay, friends, I will see you back here for day 17 on 30 inks, 30 days. Bye, friends. Hey, friends, welcome back for day 17 of 30 inks, 30 days. We had a Diamine Mint Twist from the Inkvent yesterday in our White Bear Pens Ursa model. I'm kind of excited to see what the universe brings for us today. We've had so far a pretty autumnal fall lineup, I should say. So let's just kind of see what we get for day 17, friends. Let's get going. Okay, the color is going to be brown, another brown ink. I think that sounded familiar. And then universe wants us to do a deep dive. So friends, let me look to see what brown inks I have and what pen I can put it in, and I will be back. Alright, friends, I'm gonna pick Kobe Milk Chocolate, and I'm gonna put that in my Sailor Pro Gear Slim. It's the Friends line. I think Sally Brown, or just brown. Look at the cute little nib on it, or the finial on the lid. And then there's also a cute face on the nib. So cute. And I have a Kadachi grind on here, so it's hard to see, but it's kind of slanted upwards. So when you write at an angle, it'll be different. And I had Matthew Chen grind that at the pen show. So let me ink this up. I don't think I have a syringe near me, so I'll just have to be careful. Oh. I have so many issues with Sailor. Converters. Okay, friends, make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna prime it, and I like to post my slims. I like the back weight on it. So we have Kobe Milk Chocolates. Yeah, with this one you can't really write upside down. It's not fine, or it's not broad enough on that side. angle, higher angle, lower angle. So some slight variations, friends. So let me swatch this. I hear everybody talking about the Sailor Kobe strawberry chocolate, and I don't hear anybody talking about milk chocolate. Have you tried the milk chocolate one? I have a bottle of the strawberry chocolate, but I don't use that one too terribly often. I don't know why I'm writing this twice. Sorry, friends. That was very redundant. If you hear the cat scratching in the background, they're trying to get in. So I'm actually going to grab my timer real quick because we're going to time to see how long this ink takes to dry. Just give me 1 second. Okay, we're going to do 10 seconds first. It seems like it's going to dry pretty quickly because this is pretty much already kind of drying. Yeah, 15 seconds maybe at most. Okay, so yeah, I would say 15 seconds is the winner on that one. So I'm going to do kind of like what Mountain of Ink does for my waterproof test, so I'm not making this too hard to see. So this will be our waterproof test. So let's give it the 15 seconds and then we'll do our little water test. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. So I'm going to take my speedball nib and I'm going to put water on here without trying to get it up here on the areas where it looks like it's diluted already. And so pretend like if you had dropped your cup on here real quick and then quickly took it off. This is kind of like what we're looking for. And then, oh no, we need to wipe it up real quick. It's not bad, friends, actually. You can't see necessarily the color of what it was, but you can see the lines. So I would say if you're going to accidentally spill something on this, it should be fine. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll submerge it in water for 30 seconds, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So I'll be right back. Okay, friends, I have that submerging in water. I brought out some Midori paper, and I kind of want to write on this one a little bit as well, just to see if there's a difference in the color qualities. It's a little scratchier on this paper, but I think that's the nib. Should put that down. I'd be curious if it takes longer than 15 seconds to dry on this Midori paper. Okay, Okay, it's been 15 seconds. This is dry. This is still very much wet. So let's go back when this is all dry and we can look at the submerged paper and see if there's anything left. I'll be right back, friends. All right, friends, we're back for final look at Kobe milk chocolate and my Sailor Pro gear. If you hear the neighbors' dogs, they're out there playing and they're loud. Okay, friends. So we have Kobe milk chocolate in our Sailor Pro Gear Slim Friends in a Kadachi grind. That just means the strokes are a little bit different depending if you're doing a different angle. If you have a really broad Kadachi, you can sometimes write upside down, but I wasn't able to do that with mine. This ink is amazing. I want to see kind of what it looks like next to, next to like Kitsune Biori. Or even like Teranishi Aparose. This leans very much like a pink ink. Has anybody else used this ink before? If so, let me know what you think. Here's what it looks like on the Midori paper. A little more orange leaning. Definitely shows it a little bit different. The writing is pretty much the same. It spreads out more on the Tomo River paper. And then friends, check this out. The waterproof test, you can't even see. You can only kind of see where I wrote. Like if you look close enough, you can kind of see waterproof 1 minute, submerged 1 minute. So yeah, friends, if you leave your notebook submerged, you're probably going to lose all your writing. But if you just spill like water on it and then wipe it off, you're going to be fine. All right, again, sorry for the barking, my friends. All right, so I will see you back here for day 18 of 30 inks, 30 days. Thank you, friends. Hey, friends, welcome back for day 18 of 30 inks, 30 days. Yesterday, we had Kobe milk chocolate, and we put that in our Sailor Pro Gear Slim and our friends. So we're going to see what the universe gives us today. I'm just going to roll and move this up a little bit. Let's get going. Okay, the color is going to be a blue. All right, we know how excited we are about that one. And then our other one is going to be a deep dive. So we just had a deep dive yesterday. We're gonna do it again today. All right, friends, I'll be back and I'll see what I can find. Okay, friends, let's do Sailor Manhyo Sumire, S-U-M-I-R-E, Sumire. And then I'm going to put it in another Jinhao 82. I've had this ink for a while. I got it at Pen Chalet, and I haven't ordered from Pen Chalet in quite some time, so I know it's an older sample. So I'm eager to get this inked up and try it out. Ink your pet. All right, make sure you're on frame. You are. Okay. So we have Sailor Manhyo Sumire in our Jinhao 82 blue sparkles. Oops. And then looks like a medium nib, friends. I'm leaking ink. I'm telling you, I cannot escape the blue ink. It gets everywhere. It does not matter what I do, it is everywhere. I think the only reason why I don't ever ink this up is it reminds me of Pilot Amarillo. All right, let's do swatch. I'm really liking how these little diluted tests are turning out. They're really nice to look at. And if you use fountain pen ink for watercolor, this is a good way to see what it looks like. So I might actually start doing this in all of my tests. I don't know why I just did that, but okay, for the writing test for the time, we're just going to use the Jinhao. So I'm going to grab my timer again, and we're going to do a little test to see how long this ink takes to dry. So if you have a guess, or if you know, put it, just have that in your mind right now before we start. Okay, friends, so we're going to do 10 seconds to start with. And then we're going to do 15 seconds. That was pretty much dry when I did that, but smeared a little bit. So I would say 15 seconds. Well, let's do 30 seconds just to be safe. Okay, so I would say somewhere in between 15 and 30 seconds. It was pretty much dry at 15, but it did smear a little bit right here. I don't know if you can see that, friends. I'll zoom you in here in a little bit. And then we're going to do our crosshatch waterproof test. So I paused it and we waited 30 seconds. Now we're going to do what we did with the other ink. So we're replicating if you had dumped your ink and you wiped it up really quick. Let it sit there for a few seconds, however long it takes you to actually remember that you, or see that you spilled it. So probably safe if you, got my cat hair on here, if you dropped it real quick and then cleaned it up. But I'm going to actually do a waterproof test on Midori paper. So I'm just going to cut this in half. I'm going to do the cross hatch again, and this one I'm going to submerge in water. So I'm going to pause this, friends, and I'm going to go do that, and I'll be back. Okay, friends, this is what it looks like before. Come on, you know you want to focus. So I added some thicker, what is my camera right now? I added some thicker lines, like if you're doodling. I'm curious to see what remains of that. So I'll be right back. Okay, while we're waiting for that, let's do our Midori test. So we have Midori paper. Make sure you're in frame because I just realized I moved that quite a bit. Who else writes at an angle? Are you a left angle writer or a right angle writer? I'm wondering who can actually write straight on, like straight, like this. Okay, let's see. We'll do the same test as we did up here. Minus the waterproof because we're just doing that on the submerge test. Meyer. Why? One thing I will say right off the bat, friends, is I like how so far on at least Tomoe River paper that this does not have a red sheen in it. Oops, I just smeared that. So let me go dry that other one off, and then when this dries, we'll come back and look at both of them. Okay, friends, this is the Midori's taking a little bit longer to dry, so let's take a look at the Tomoe River first. So for day 18, we had Sailor Manhyo Sumayer in our Jinhao 82 in a medium nib. It's a very vibrant blue. It's more like a turquoise than a true blue. And then we have our timing here. It took about, I'd say, anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds to dry. It was pretty quick. And then our waterproof test. So if you dropped some water on it and you cleaned it up right away, you could still retain most of it. And then we have our Midori. It's very similar. There is more red sheen coming up on this one, but you cannot see it in the writing sample. And then yeah, this is still pretty wet. And then our waterproof test is pretty cool. So this was submerged for 1 minute. It held up better than the Sailor ink. So you can kind of see the cross hatches a little bit. So if you're sketching with big broad lines, you might be able to retain some of it. But this is pretty much all that's left after. Can you see that? 1 minute under some water. So friends, that's it for our deep dive for Sailor Moon Sumair. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see on these deep dives. Let me know, are you going to try this ink? Have you tried this ink? I would love to hear what you guys are inking up for day 18. Until then, friends, till tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow is day 19. I'll see you tomorrow, friends. Bye. Hey, friends, welcome back. Can you believe we made it to day 19? So this will be coming out at the same time as the other ones. So I'm excited to see what I'm going to be using today. And I do use these pens throughout the week through my journals. I like to transcribe books and poems. I transcribe lyrics. So I do use these throughout the week. And at the end of the month, I think I'm going to do an overview of which ones I ran dry, which ones I would like to maybe keep using, or which ones I'm like, maybe I'll pass it on. So for now, friends, day 19. Today's Sunday, Sunday, April 19th. Let's see what the universe will give for us to use today. So I'm going to shake it. Okay, the color is going to be another yellow gold ink. Friends, what in the heck? I'm getting a lot of the inks that I don't ever like to use. So this was probably the thing I needed to do. So I'll just roll again. Oh, a little too much there. And then never been in a pen or recently acquired. Okay, that's going to be pretty easy because most of these I have not used yet. So, friends, I will be back with a pen and an ink sample, preferably an ink sample. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, friends, we're going to actually go with another Kobe ink. I have a Kobe ink I've never put in a pen. Kobe number 22 Shinkai G Gold. And then I'm going to put it in my, is this an Asvine? Let me look. Yeah, in my Asvine with a medium nib. I'll have to look to see which one this one is. Asvine P20. I'll find out what it is and I'll put it in here. But we're going to ink this one up. It's not a color match, but I'm trying to branch out a little bit with this 30 inks 30 days. Friends, let me be right back. I just realized my son is home, so let me just go check on him. Okay, friends. All right, let's get going. So we have Shinkai Chi Gold, and this is a piston. Let me just make sure I have it all the way up. So if you're not familiar with a piston, you rotate it to go back, and then you rotate it to go up. So when you're filling it, you want it all the way up. And this one, you can actually take the nib out. You can unscrew it. Here, I'll show you. And I actually prefer to do it that way and then syringe fill it. But if you're not comfortable, I'll show you in case you're not comfortable. But so then you put it in here and then you rotate it up. So that'd be like to the right. And this carries a lot of ink, so I'm not going to put too much in. I'm still cleaning off blue from my hands from the Sumair. So when you do this, I like to keep a cloth and then burp it up so I can catch the ink that comes and burps. I had posted in Simone's Discord. If you're not familiar with Simone's Discord, I'll link Simone's channels down below. Asked what everybody's least favorite ink to write with was, and several people had said a color like similar to this one. That I'm pretty sure it's similar to this one. Mine is also kind of like this baby poop green, but we'll see what this looks like. And friends, the other reason why I do the snake is it's just easier when you go slow to make nice movements. And you can see the shading come up depending on where the ink's pooling. but you can swatch it any way that you want to swatch it. I've seen some amazing content creators out there who swatch it differently than I do, and their way is no different, or there's no wrong way to swatch ink. I really like doing the plastic bag method. It's just, for me, it's a lot messy. I don't know why I am so messy with ink. I don't know if it's because I'm clumsy or what, but at some point maybe I'll try that on screen again. But for right now, I'll just keep it this way. So I will let this dry, and then we'll come back and take a closer look at our Kobe number 22 Shinkaichi Gold that we put in our Asvine P20 in the amber colorway with the medium nib. So we'll be back, friends. Hey friends, take a closer look at this ink. Kobe number 22 Shinkaichi Gold. It's a nice golden leaning ink. There's no shimmer. It just goes down yellow and shades brown. I'm actually kind of surprised. I really like it. So we'll see how this week goes using it. So before we go, I wanted to show you this week's recap real quick. So we have Roaring Klinger, Salix, and Iron Gall. It's a very deep blue. And then we have Ferris Wheel Press Oyster Hour. It's very nice brown. It's got some nice chroma shading going on. There's some lighter tan followed by darker bits of brown. And then we have Amarillo Antigo. It's a warm yellow. And then we have Diamine Inkvet Mint Twist. See the shimmer on that? Diamine Milk Chocolate. It's very pink once it dries. That's pretty accurate from what I'm seeing on my actual camera and what I'm seeing. And then we have Sailor Munio Sumayer. It's a very bright blue. It's turquoise. And then we have Shinkai 22 Gold for day 19 today. So friends, let me know what was your favorite from this video. Let me know, what are you inking up for 30 Inks 30 Days? Are you participating in 30 Inks 30 Days? Friends, just know that you matter. I appreciate every single one of you who is watching this video, wherever you're at. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night. Bye, friends.